Find all your favorite movies and shows faster with Xfinity. Just speak into the X1 voice remote to search across live TV, on-demand, even Netflix and Prime Video. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply.
Welcome back for the final time here to the OPS High School Coaches Show. Here till 7 o'clock. DC, 4 for 4. 4 for 4.
We did it.
Yeah, we did. We celebrated as we have on the phone line right now, in person, Coach Jeremy Rauch, Snider Panthers. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Not bad, and it's even more amazing because Valentine's Day, I assumed you had big plans.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We snuck out of practice a little early on my way home to go pick up the wife, so this is a great time.
Oh, where are you going, Rallies?
Now, we're going to try this new place called McDonald's. I guess they got it's value. It's all about value.
You say, honey, dollar menu. Just stick to the dollar menu.
Exactly.
We're not made out of money. We're educators here.
Exactly.
Coach, let's talk about your team. It's been a while since we talked to you. Close game. Let's go back to Blackhawk a couple weeks ago, or last week, I feel. And you guys up 7, halftime. Different story, second half. What was the changes first half to second half?
Well, we played really well in the first half, and that started with our defensive intensity. When we're creating live ball turnovers, when we're taking the other teams out of their rhythm and range, and we're able to get the rebound and take off and play in transition, that's when we're at our best. And we also shot the ball well. We had 10 threes in the first half, which, I mean, they were good looks. You know, when Jermaine's hitting a couple shots and Dylan's gotten it going recently, I mean, we're really dangerous. We have just, a wealth of capable shooters around the perimeter and guys who can attack the basket. And that slowed down a little bit in the second half, but you just got to credit Blackhawk. I mean, Coach Davidson does a really nice job. He emphasized getting the ball inside in the second half, and that it slowed the game down. It got him easy baskets, and it got us in foul trouble. And those three things were kind of enough for them to take over, especially in the fourth quarter.
Coach, you bounced back in a big way 3 days later, dropping 104 points on Bishop Lures. Dylan Duff, I think, is still scoring points in that game.
Yeah.
Finished with, I think he had 28 the first half, finished with 40. I mean, let's talk about Duff, his development for you, a junior. Every time I see him play, he looks more and more comfortable with the ball in his hands on the perimeter. He loves that little dribble drive. Break down his game for us.
I mean, he's done a great job all year long. And that was kind of a culminating point where he got it going. And when he's shooting from the perimeter, he's got his pull-up and then finishing inside the way he always has been able to be able to truly score at all levels. I mean, it's just tough. And credit the guys who were kind of finding him, and he works so hard, and that his conditioning's good, and, he just kind of keeps pouring it on you and in a variety of ways. And so that was neat to see him get going, because that's really, I mean, obviously it's the first time he's had 40 in a varsity game, but to be able to see him score in so many facets, and everything was within what we wanted to do. It was not like it was 4 other guys just watching him dribble through traffic. I mean, it was systematic, and that was neat to see.
Coach, when you look at your roster, I compare it to like a bus that has a route, and it has everybody on board at the first stop, and nobody else can get on board because you have no seniors. This group that you have, all of them hopefully will be back next year. There's no space for anybody, but it's also leaves you, I think, with a void in leadership because there's no natural seniors. Nobody saying, this is my last year, I'm leading this team. Finding leaders on this team, have you been successful in doing that, or are you still looking for somebody to emerge?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a way to think about that. And just because you're a senior doesn't mean you're a leader, and just because you're a captain doesn't mean you're a leader, and you don't have to be a captain to be a leader. And at Snider Athletics, we say that leadership is influence. And we have a lot of guys, to be honest with you, that are positively influencing our team. And that's why we love where we're at right now. And even they don't even have to be big scoring guys, take like an Isaac Farnsworth or a Jay Sean Underwood, or they don't have to even be starters like an Arion Thomas, Jordan Moore, John Barnes. They're just bringing positivity. They're bringing that energy and that positive culture to competing and to playing as a team. And to me, that is leadership. Now, to your point, that can most glaringly be showed probably, like late in the game and late in the fourth quarter when we need that big stop and we need that big score. And I think that's kind of some things where we've started to play through that a little bit, and we've figure some things out, even all the way back to the Carroll game. We're one stop away, up 6 with 2 minutes to go. Didn't get that one, but we played better against Blackhawks. Didn't get that one, but we've won since then. So these guys are kind of learning on the fly, and they're understanding the value of every possession all throughout the game. And then hopefully, that Dylan's our alpha. He needs to be the leader at the end of games to be able to secure the big rebound or knock down the big shots or knock down the big free throws and handle the ball and get everybody going. And I think that we do have that in him.
Coach Jeremy Rauch, Snider Panthers, joining us on the OPS High School Coaches Show. Coach, no real SAC implications tomorrow night for you. It's a 3-team race. The SAC Holiday Tournament ended with you guys losing to Homestead, but now keeping these guys focused. So you didn't get probably a couple of the goals you set at the beginning of the year, but now you're close to the postseason. It seems like you guys have figured some stuff out. You're really focusing on getting better heading into March. How have you been able to keep this group together moving forward, maybe without capturing a couple of the goals you guys set forth at the beginning of the year?
Well, like you said, we had some adversity, throughout the middle part of the year, and whether it was losing games or losing guys or whatever, losing goals, whatever it is. But what I love about where we're at is all that's done for. Let's just get better today. And we're not even worried about next year. We're worried about South tomorrow and then Cathedral on Saturday. And when we focus on that, then Marion takes care of itself the next week, and the sectional takes care of itself the next week. Our biggest goal is always in March, and we want to go deep into the tournament and make a state run. So that would be the pinnacle, and everything else would kind of be in the process of making that happen.
Coach, you mentioned your weekend. You got at Southside tomorrow, at Cathedral on Saturday. You got Marion coming to town a week from tomorrow. Challenging final 3 games of the regular season. Yep. What do you want to see from your guys in the next 3 games to get them ready for a very competitive Sectional 5?
We want to see sustained defensive intensity always. We don't want to be the team that just plays with defensive energy or defensive intensity at home or when things are going well or in the first half. So we want to sustain defensive intensity. We wanted to go 8-0 in 4-minute segments against Lures. So that's really allowed us to focus on the process. Instead of one 32-minute game, if we can go 8-0 in 4-minute segments. And so that's going to be our focus, and hopefully that'll help with, putting a whole game together. We know we have to play well to beat South, especially at South. And then Cathedral is one of the top teams in the state. So that's what I like. We knew there for a while that we had to play well to kind of get the things back on track, and we've done that. And so now we have to play well heading into the sectional, and I think we're prepared to do that.
Coach, mid-February, you mentioned the adversity you guys have faced, typical SAC season in terms of just craziness all over the city. Where's your blood pressure around this time of year? I imagine it was a lot more relaxed when you were at DeKalb.
Man, full disclosure, this is the first time they told me my blood pressure was a little high. I don't know what it is. Maybe late nights at 1802 or maybe adversity mid-season. I don't know, but we got to figure something out.
Yeah, it's a different world, right? Up in DeKalb, different set of challenges, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's an opportunity to learn and grow.
But you've handled it tremendously well in your career, both at DeKalb and here. 13-6 thus far. Have Southside coming up tomorrow. Always a pleasure. Have a good night with the better half, and we'll catch up with you later.
All right, brother. Take care.
The all-new Toyota RAV4 asks, what if? What if your ride was refined and rugged at the same time? Introducing the all-new RAV4 Hybrid. 208 combined horsepower and standard all-wheel drive make it the most powerful RAV4. Plus, with its head-turning style and breakaway speed, it's bound to change the way you think of a hybrid. The all-new RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota. Let's go places. Horsepower. Ratings achieved using the required premium unleaded gasoline with an octane rating of 91 or higher. Premium fuel is not used. Performance will decrease.
Podcasts by Federated Media. Podcasts by Federated Media.